What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of Cut the Crap. I'm your host, Christian, here with my main man, Rex. How's it going today, Rex?
Not too bad. How we doing today?
Another day, another dollar, trying to survive. Just had a 4 day
That.
weekend, so now I'm like sluggish today at work. Felt a little off, but you
Yeah.
know, it is what it is.
I got one coming up in a month
Okay,
before my 1 year at my job because we get PTO, so you get
nice.
like 10 of them. So I have like four, but I use three before my my 1 year, and I used it like in between. I think like a holiday and a weekend. So I have like 5 days off. I'm excited for that. I'm not gonna know what my job is when I get back. I'll tell you that. They're gonna have to rehire me
Listen, bro,
after my 5 day break. Yeah.
I tell everybody vacations are an important thing with work. You accumulate them, use them. I try to
Yeah.
save mine up personally because I want to have a
Hmm.
nice long break when I do it.
Yeah. Hmm.
With my job, I could accumulate up to 400 hours, um,
Yeah.
and roll over up to 400 hours and all that. And I'm at like 140 something right now. So
Yeah.
like I'm almost there, and my goal is to save up a month worth of time and just take a whole month off work, bro. Just a
Yeah.
whole
I
month. I ain't
feel
going
you.
to work
I feel you.
the whole month of April. That's it. You know what I mean? Like,
Nah, I get you. I get you. It's I'm lucky because like my vacation and PTO are two
mm,
different things. So it's the same thing where I can still take like time off,
mm.
but it doesn't come from my vacation, and I can exactly do that. Save up and then just decide to disappear for, the winter or the summer, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
and
I feel you, bro. It's good, and
yeah.
you're making money. Which talking about making money brings us into today's topic. Um, today's topic is all money good money? That's the question of the day here. You know, when we look at it, money is what? The universal symbol of, or most people look at it. Let me rephrase. Money is for most people the universal symbol of success. More money you have, the more successful you are, right? Um,
Yeah.
Success, security, it drives a lot of individuals to pursue financial freedoms and all that other stuff, you know. But as we accumulate wealth, do we ever stop to consider the ethical implications of the money we earn? And the reason why I ask this is I'm sorry, I'm reading my notes here on my phone, is because of I saw a video on TikTok and it was of UFC. UFC is a big sponsor or has a big sponsor called Monster Energy Drink. See them everywhere on the main court. Monster. When they go to the press conference, they have the Monster drinks. Sometimes they're on their shorts. Like it's everywhere. And
Hmm.
there's a UFC fighter, and I don't know his name. I do apologize. I was trying to pull it up before the show, but there's so many of them that are popping up that are against it. But there was one that started the movement where every time he would go up to his press conference, he would take the drink and throw it in the trash or throw it away, throw it under the table. He would not represent it. And somebody
Yeah.
asked him like, "Yo, why? What is it? What is up with you and Monster?" It was after a victory he had. He kind of like stepped on the Monster logo and kind of like how a dog would do, like kick at it and stuff like that, like trying to disrespect it.
Yeah.
And he was asked why, and his statement was simply, Monster's background and what they support and believe in does not fall in with my ethical beliefs. That made me think, and I'm just like, man. And he was like, well, Monster pays for the sponsorship, to helping you make millions and millions of dollars. And he was like, I do this, yes, because I love the sport and I want to make money, but I will not compromise my beliefs and all that. So yes, as they may pay me, I will not allow them to be a sponsor for me. And it's kind of like a double edged sword. He's still getting paid by them. He's taking their money, but he doesn't want to, show for it. But it made me think, like, man, it is a really gray area because not all money that's earned through legal ways or moral means, but Like there, it's not always good money. You know what I mean? The money you make, the
Yeah.
way you do it, you know, you can make money illegally as well. Is that ethical though? You know, is it just makes you really consider, is all money really good money that you're making, because you're trying to get yourself out of this debt. You're trying to get to that universal sign. You have more money, you have wealth. You know what I mean? So that brings into today. So what's your thought on this? We'll start with you first.
So me first, just me, just us, just us. But but it's funny as you're saying with the fighter, he's just like actively, saying like, I'm showing that I don't represent Monster, but still like at the bottom, at the bottom dollar, he's still getting paid by them, even though he may turn the cans down and doing all that or whatever he may be showing for, like he's still getting money. So at the level, it's like surface, but in the same principles of ethics, it's like it's an understanding one. And it's true though, that's always been an age-old question, right? Like how ethical is, legal money when it comes to certain things, right? Like you have vapes marketing to kids, you got energy drinks such as what is it called? Prime. That's not meant for kids, but kids are the ones that are going crazy for it. Um, you have cigarette companies, right? The big tobacco companies, as they like to call them. Back in the day, their advertisement of how they would show things, and even now, like even like YouTube money, right? Like the real issue right now, is gambling advertisements, right? And
Mhm.
with like kids and loot boxes and stuff like that, right? So, um, right now, like for some people, I understand that. Like for some people, they're like, go ahead, put those ads on. Like they don't care. But for other people, they're like, yeah, like for my audience, I understand. Like I have a lot of kids, and I'm like conscious about that, and they actively make that choice to not advertise those things because they don't want to promote that. And at the end of the day, if you have those options to stand by those morals, then absolutely, go for it and do so.
Yeah, definitely. And it's, you know, some people do have good morals behind it, some don't. I mean, there's different ways that people do it, and you know, the funny part is, like, I've heard people that have made money illegally, right? And they'll be like, "Oh, well, you
Hmm.
know, but I didn't get caught. It's okay." Right? Like
Yeah.
like where's the line, you know?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
there's white collar crime as well that do it too. Like these stock
Yeah.
markets, like how many, look
Yeah.
of the Madoff, the scheme that
Hmm.
he pulled off, like
Yeah.
white collar crime, taking Peter to feed Paul, you know, taking money from Peter to feed
Oh
Paul, that
yeah.
type deal.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
while skimming all off the top.
and it's skimming all off the top.
Yeah.
So I guess where do we draw the line? Like, I guess that's going to be more of a personal question, ethically, you know, of money making in society as a whole. Like, where
Hmm.
is your ethics of it? Where do you draw the line?
I think it comes to like day to day or more like everyone, as you saying, like situational, right? Like, um, an example is it's like how much money is n- not no money. You know what I mean? Like when do you where is that amount that like a company can draw up where you know you're going to say yes to that and then be like, yeah, like I can advertise this for an X amount, right? So it gets tough because in certain positions, as you said, like if certain people hold like money towards that value and give themselves in, like that's the real struggle. It's I think you have to really stay true to yourself and know that like another opportunity will come. Like this, yes, this may seem like a prime opportunity, a prime way to, change your situation. But if it's not the right or ethical, like it will come and like haunt you in the long run. Like you may say yes now to it, and everything is good, but like it catches up. It will catch up to you.
Yeah, definitely, bro. And I agree with you. Like, businesses always talk about it too. Be ethical, within the business and how you handle yourself. Especially a lot of like retail businesses that deal with sales and stuff like that. Like, be ethical. Don't lie to people.
Mhm. Mhm.
I remember starting out working at Sprint. I was, we were paid commission. That was a big
Yeah.
part of my check,
Yeah.
and I might have done some unethical ways to make money out of things and try to bend the systems in ways for my favor. And I was money hungry, and this is a perfect example. Like,
Mhm.
all money is
Yeah.
not good money. And at the end of the day, it was just like you start to realize that as you get older. I feel like more that, like, hey, you know this is something. And I still see it to this day. Like I said,
Mhm.
I'm a field adjuster. I talk about what I do. I just don't talk about the company I work for. But from a lot of
Yeah.
you know that I write quotes for vehicles that have been in accidents. And you'll be shocked how many businesses will try to throw you some money on the low, like, yo, here's a couple extra $100 if you could do this and that. And again, that will fall to, you know, not all money is good money. I'm taking that money. If I take that money, I've never have, by the way, let me clear the record,
Mhm.
never taken the money. But if I was, or if I was in my younger days, I could see me maybe doing that because I was
Mhm.
so
Yeah,
money
taking the
driven,
risk. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's where we come to the fact that money, that a lot of people say money is the root of all evil. know, People just focus on that dollar, and we put so much value in having money and the success of money and all that it's caused people to do evil things. Selling
Yeah.
drugs, murdering, hitmen, you know what I mean? Um, Drug trafficking, lying to sell a cell phone, like,
Mhm.
no matter
Yeah.
how big the crime is or how little the crime is, like, for certain
I heard
people,
that.
bro, and for certain people, it's a big thing. It's,
Yeah.
you want to
Mhm.
feed your kids, or like me, younger me, I wanted sneakers, back in the day,
Yeah.
sneakers and clothes to look cool to go out to the club. I had to sell this two extra phone lines. I figured a way to do it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah. Yeah.
um, you know, do I when I look back at him, am I proud of myself? No. Like, I was like, damn, like, that's fucked up. I screwed over the people I sold the phones to and shit like that, just to, like, kind of sell myself for a company that doesn't care. And I mean, that's another story we could get into. But I always talk about companies never
Mhm.
really care about you. But yeah, it's just, I really feel like it boils down to money is just the root of all evil. Um, and we put too much value on the money.
Nope, you're right. You're right. In this money hungry driven society, definitely, and that's what puts us like all in this kind of tough position. But honestly, I hope you do get to like sit back and laugh about those stories. Like
Oh, I
I
do.
know it's like it happened and like it's all said and done, bro. But that's actually like I'm I know we're being like serious here, but I'm like laughing in the back of my head of that. Like you you got to do what you have to do, but you
Bro,
got somebody on a second phone
listen,
line.
yo, listen.
I'm
So, like,
fucking.
back in the days, 2012 time frame. So it's not too
Oh
far back
my
in the days. But like,
gosh, I get it. Yeah,
Sprint started selling landlines, right? But it was like a
yeah, yeah,
landline
yeah.
that it was like a mobile landline, right? And you just put this box
Mm,
in there, and it was like an extra $10 a month, right? So what I used to do,
Magic box.
it kind of like that, yeah. So what I used to
Yeah.
do was, because it was $10 a month for new customers that were coming into the plans, right? The
Mhm.
way our brochure was written, it was written kind of funny where you could like fudge stuff. So I'll be like, yo, for normally the plan was 129 for one line and then $10 for each line after. I used to be like, yo, it's 129 for two lines, right? And then it's $10 if you get this landline. And they'd be like, oh, but I don't need it. I'm like, well, if you don't need it, that's the promotion. They're giving you that second phone free. But if you don't get it, you still got to pay the $10. And customers are like, whoa, if I'm gonna pay the $10 regardless, I'll take the free landline then. Yeah, why not? But it really wasn't the case that way. So Like, yeah. So,
Judo, verbal judo. I love
bro,
it. Now,
used to
let
mess
me
with
give
the
you.
I used to mess with the verbiage, and bro,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
sold so many of those things, and I remember
yeah,
I just had
yeah.
CJ at the time, trying to make money, and
Mm-hmm.
bro, that's I was the king of it because I worded there, and I wasn't
No,
lying
for
how much
sure.
they're
Yeah,
paying. They're paying the
yeah.
right amount. I just wasn't truthful
No,
from the
yeah,
beginning, like, hey,
yeah,
that
yeah,
you're gonna have to pay this regardless. And it was like, technically, you
yeah.
would have saved $10, but
We've we played double dutch with these words in this brochure. Yeah, it's up to
yeah,
you if you
hey,
really want to
listen, don't
figure it
blame
out.
me. They
Yeah,
messed up the
yeah,
wordage, so
yeah.
I
I let
took
me.
advantage of it.
And it's so funny because over here in Canada we don't have like Sprint, but I've worked for a company that had a Sprint campaign that I was
Mhm,
unfortunately a manager for,
mhm.
and it was literally the worst campaign. It was the win back. So you're trying to get back like upset customers.
Yeah.
And and the funny thing about this is I was telling them like this isn't a great idea. One off the fact that we don't live over there. Two, that the attitudes and the people that you have on these phones that are
Huh.
dealing with angry Americans, like
Yeah.
teenage Canadians don't put up with angry Americans.
Nope.
They all look like what's his name? The vice president. Mike Pence? Was Mike Pence your who's he?
I mean, he was the vice president at one
It
point.
was him, right? It was him, right? It
He
was him.
was here at
Yeah.
one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At one point, yeah. Or former, right? That's
Yeah.
the
Former
that's
vice
the
president.
former, yeah. Former vice president, yeah, Mike Pence, yeah. Dude with the silver hair, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah,
Mike
yeah,
Pence
yeah.
has
Like
silver?
that's
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, like that's like literally what all Canadian teenagers see angry Americans as. So that wasn't gonna work in the first place.
Hmm.
Like you got angry Americans, you got Canadian teenagers that aren't gonna put up with none of that, and you're not paying enough. I was calling it from the get-go that this wasn't gonna work.
This was
And
a
then
fail.
yeah, it was a fail. And it's just funny because you work for Sprint and so so did I. So at one point we were coworkers, distant coworkers.
Distant co-workers, bro. Hey, look
Yeah.
at that.
Nah,
So
that's funny.
yeah,
I didn't
Sprint
think it
was
was
the
the same
days.
time though, but yeah. But
Man, I started Sprint in 2007, bro, and I
no, I
tell
was in
you,
grade 7. Yeah, I was in grade 7. I wasn't even no, I
bro,
wasn't
and I the things I've seen change, like the commission checks back then was so big. Like
mhm.
we used to get paid off of data plans. Like if back
Oh,
then, that's
yeah.
before it was unlimited data. Like, hey, add a data
Oh, bro.
add data plan for 10, 5 gigs a month or 10 gigs.
Phones phone companies were hitting licks off of data plans back in
Yeah,
the day. Like it
bro,
was
I made
actually
money because it was reoccurring charge.
you were better off going to jail than going over your data
Yeah,
back in the day. If you went over your data, like it's like $1 million for going over for 1 second. You
bro.
accidentally went over, they didn't shut it off like they do now, or
Nah,
they slow it down.
they
They
let you
said
keep
they
going.
said we'll write this down,
Right
and
in,
then yeah, we'll write it. We got you. It's
bro.
okay. At the end of the month, you were on the internet, 3G internet, probably 2G internet
Two
for
G. It was
another.
2G.
Is 3G?
No,
Oh, it's
2G.
3G
Two,
internet.
two, two.
2G, yeah,
It was
2G, yeah.
2G,
You're on 2G internet for an extra 2 seconds. You
mm,
owe us $2 million. Thank you.
bro.
Cash check or charge.
Not
Bro,
only
it's
data
crazy.
plans, we used to get paid for text messaging. So I remember that 300 text plan, 500 text plan, 1,000.
Hmm.
And I remember, bro, just like, hey, look, the basic plan was like $30. Everybody that left seeing me, you left with text messaging, a minimum 500. You didn't get the 300 crap. You got the five. I remember the 500 was the 300 was $10, the 500 was $15, and the 1,000 was a 20. They used
Hmm.
$15. Then the data plan was $10, so that's $25 extra. And for every person, we used to sell like 40, 50 new lines a month, bro. 40, 50 times $25 in recurring charges every month, and then every month you add
Hmm.
another 40, 50, bro. I remember one time my paycheck, my commission check, I lied to you not, was over like 8 grand. And progress, man, I was about to say a different company. Sprint at the time could not afford, or they could only cut you a maximum of 5,000 at that time on your check. For some
Yeah.
reason that was the max they could do. I don't know what
Hmm.
had to do with some financial stuff. So they cut me a check 1 week for 5,000, and then the following week they cut me the rest for 3,000 and some change, bro. And
Yeah.
I was dating this cougar at the time. Woo! Older lady. She had an expensive taste. We went to Ruth Chris. I lie to you not. I bought a bottle of what is it? I see the bottle now. It was the bottle that everybody's drinking. That real famous bottle back in the day that everybody was drinking the champagne bottle of.
Hypnotic?
No, not hypnotic. It was
No.
champagne. It was champagne. It was in the gold bottle.
Champagne. Gold
Um,
spade? Ace of
no,
spade?
no. That's new stuff. Damn, what's that name of
Oh.
that bottle? Um,
Hmm. Gold bottle. Old champagne.
yeah, everybody talked about it, bro. Like it was. Oh, Cristal. There we go. Ha! Soon as I put
Cristal.
it in, it
Yeah.
popped up the first one. So it was a bottle of
Like the
Cristal,
champagne.
bro.
Yeah.
I bought a bottle of Cristal. Bottle was $800. We were at Ruth Chris. Our steaks were 150 each just for the steak. Then you got the sides. Bro, my bill was like almost $2,000. Fucking had a wad of cash and I pulled it out, bro. And I just went ahead and I paid that shit. And dude, I felt like fucking a king like this, smacking out $100 bills, placed it on the table, and I was like, bam. Walked out. The waitress had, I think her tip was like $400, $500, bro. And I paid all in cash. I remember I went to the bank. I took out $3,000 in cash because I knew it was gonna be expensive, bro. After that, we went out for some ice cream, spent another like 40, $50. Went to the mall. I bought
Legend.
her some lingerie at Victoria's Secret. Bro, then we went back to my house. Of course, you gotta try it on, and then it was, you
Uh,
know what happens out there. But that was the days, man. Like I just blew money like it was nothing. And I think about it, bro. All the money I made in commission with Sprint, honestly, if I would have saved it, didn't spend any of my commission checks, right? I would have just saved
yeah.
my commission checks. With the over 10 years I've worked there, I probably would have had close to $400,000. I'm talking about
That's
month after
crazy.
month, my
Yeah.
checks were like
Yeah.
$4 or $5,000, and I would fucking blow it.
Hmm.
Clothes, food, paying
Yeah.
people's phone. Bro, I met this girl through our call center, and fucking I flew her out. She was in Denver. Flew her out from Denver to Virginia. Flew out to Denver to go see her. Like, bro, it's craziness. But again, this goes back to is all money good money? Because at the time to me it was good money. I'm like, yo, I'm making
You,
money.
yeah, but you earned that. That's not like you were getting sponsored from like some like pimp, like evil
Yeah,
crypto
but
money.
I
Like
earned
you
it.
were,
I earned it
yeah.
unethically.
Wait, you mean that extra phone line, like
Well, no,
verbiage,
that
like
was
the
later down
yeah.
the road.
Oh,
Earlier, like I
okay,
say, when we
yeah.
got paid off of data plans and all that stuff, like
Hmm. Yeah.
I I made people get it. Like like I didn't put a gun to their head and say, "Hey, get this
Yeah.
right here." You know what I mean? But
Nah, it's
I
sales.
it
It's
was
part of the business.
yeah.
Part
But
of the
I think
business.
back at it, I'm just
Yeah.
like, bro, man,
Hmm.
I was kind of
Yeah.
wild on how I did sales. Like I was
Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
unethical, but
No, for
um,
sure. But honestly, I'm not a salesperson. I've done jobs where I've had like and like my body just doesn't like can't do it. But I see some people do it, and if I would have seen you, I would have respected you. I would have been like, yeah, like you're getting to it. Like there's just some
bro,
people that have that X factor when it comes to sales. And it's
there
just
was
it
two
is
of
what
us.
it is.
There was two of us
Mm-hmm.
at my store, bro, and we were fucking 1-2 in the whole district all the time, bro. Like
Yeah,
people, they were like, "What do you guys do? I wish I could clone 100 of you." And and this
yeah.
sometimes, the pursuit of wealth can lead to unintended consequences, and the unintended consequences was too many eyes on me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Too many people started looking into what I was doing and more than, and then it was like, "Yo, how's he
Started
doing this?"
hating.
I started hating, trying to
It
report
started
me,
hating.
and I had
Yeah.
to slow it down and slow
Mm-hmm.
down, and then Of course, Sprint started going south anyways. Regardless, they tried to buy T-Mobile, that back
Yeah,
failed, and
yeah.
we're
Oh
bleeding
my
money like a
god.
cash cow, and
Mhm.
they ended up letting us go because they were downsizing. But another story. Here's a perfect example. In New York, right? I didn't work here. My wife worked here at the Sprint store in New York, and the Dominicans up there, bro. Hell, back in the days, they found the techs found a way. They know how to clone phones. So pretty much
Mhm.
what they would do is they'll take your serial number and phone number and program it into another phone and send that shit to DR, bro. International calling, text messages, people, and they'll do it to like the wealthy people that were downtown and
Yeah.
shit like that. People that had money, like, oh yeah, my
Mm.
bill is just an extra couple $100, whatever, and they paid it. But bro, there was a big investigation into it, and again, this falls. All the money ain't good money. Like they got caught,
Yeah.
and that was a,
Yeah.
that was a felony because we're
Oh,
talking,
for sure.
bro.
You're
We're talking.
robbing people.
You're
Yeah.
robbing people,
Yeah.
and I think the grand total she told me was over $60,000 that they stole from customers, from
Mhm.
by
Mhm.
customers paying extra money, and they were
Yeah.
making money for selling these phones out in DR. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm. Mhm.
um, that could lead to some unintended consequences. When you're chasing that money. So the moral of the story for you young people out there listening, it's really for you
D-
guys.
Don't get into sales. Don't go into
No,
sales.
nah,
No,
sales
don't do it.
sales is good.
Don't do it.
Sales is
Yeah.
good,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
be
No, it
be.
builds character. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
And I
bro.
feel like sales helped me be who I am, how to talk to people, stuff like
Mhm.
that. I've always been
Yeah.
told as little I could sell salt to a slug. Like I'm a good
Mhm.
salesperson. But the bottom line of this, guys, is listen to me when I tell you this. I'm gonna look right in the camera here. Look, be ethical with anything that you do in life. Okay, the money is there. We get it. You want it. You want to live that lavish lifestyle, but don't change who you are ethically. Don't drop your morals just to make a quick buck. Okay. Um, there's a lot of people I feel that do it, especially females. You females out there with this OnlyFans shit. It's annoying as fuck because yes, you guys are sexy and you look good, but I'm not paying $10 a month to see photos. Like, no, ain't happening. But don't sell yourself short. Like you guys are more than just booty pictures and feet pictures. Like you have more to you. So go out there and be better because you can do better in life. That's what I have to say there. And I'll end my segment there. You go ahead.
No, that was good. Yeah, no, don't be smart. Like there's a lot of opportunities when it comes to making money. And you just have to know when your time is, and sometimes you have to know that like even being able to pull in 20 more dollars than you did before, uh or 30 more, you know what I mean, than you did before, in ethical means, getting an extra job or doing something that that you like to do and sell on the side, for sure, like absolutely, you know what I mean? But as long as your standards is straight, um and ethical, and you ain't bothering nobody, then by all means, don't mind the old man when it comes to the OnlyFans bit. I'm a firm believer in capitalizing on creepy men, or quote unquote, or slash the consenting populace. Why not? Do your thing. It's not like he's just looking at me. I'm laughing. I'm laughing.
I'm trying not to.
Anywho, yeah. Yeah, it's funny. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Just I'm just, at the end of the day, as long as you're doing something that ain't bothering nobody, go for it. Go for it.
I feel you. I feel you. Well, listen, we appreciate you guys for listening and watching, like always. Do me a favor if you haven't, go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And for all the listeners and viewers, let us know your personal experience and perspectives on whether all money is good money. What you guys think about it. Not only that, we're gonna have a poll up starting tomorrow, today, as you guys are listening this on our Twitter. Go up there and vote. Is all money good money? Yes, no. I'll even give you a maybe option. So
Mm.
choose out the three, which one you think, and always give us your feedback. We love to hear from you. You guys have been giving us feedback all the time, sending comments on our YouTube page shorts. We love to hear it. Um, You know, we appreciate you guys for listening. Like always, you could catch us at cut the crap with two P's, one at gmail.com. That's CUTTHECRAPP1. You can always send us a message on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Discord, or if you have our personal number, send us a message there. We'll love to hear from you guys. Till next week, everyone, you guys have a great rest of your week. Peace.